Okay, so right now we have all the architecture of, right. We have the pages. So we are basically going to more focus on the UI, the presentation layer, right? So you have the presentation, the models, the data, and the application. Okay, let's focus on the presentation layer and actually build the first page that we need. That will be, so I'm going to screen, right? Inside the screen, the also the pages, and the pages that I have home screen, leaderboard and home screen. Let's go to home screen. So in the home screen, we are going to build our page, and our page is going to be a stateless widget, right? So stateless widget, so we select stateless, and then we have let's call it home screen, right? So we need to import the flutter material. Then I have to return a scaffold. Okay, so yeah, so now we have the scaffold, right? So we need to make sure that we change this whole thing. So I'm coming to change it, so meaning that at the main dot that, in the main dot that, we need to actually remove this sky and put constant home screen instead, right? So let's refresh. We should see the effect. So right now there's nothing on the page right now, so let's go to the home. Now I'm inside the home. Now we need to return, we are returning scaffold. Let's set the background color. So background color for the scaffold, the background color will be colors dot, it should, let's say blue, right? Let's say light blue. So I'm going to select within this area, right? So let's see how it shows up. Okay, there is full screen shows like this, right? Okay, so I have a background color. Then now we go to the body. I don't need an app bar for this app. So it's not every time that you need an app bar. For this app, we are not going to use any app bar. So we are going to the body, and then the body we are going to put it a safe area. First, let's go to the basics, right? So where we actually retain a column, right? So inside the column, we are going to have various things inside, like the children, right? And the children are going to be two things. We are going to put the header part, that would involve the greetings, name, and profile, somewhere profile picture, or there's something that is holding that. That will be the second thing in that column will be the I think we should select a card to vote, and then another card to view leaderboard, right? Something simple like this. So I'm just thinking to what I could design, right? So for the header, we are going to have these two. So these two are going to be card. So whatever I build here, it will be the same thing I'll put here and just change some basic stuff. Okay, let's see how we can build a header for this particular app. So yeah, we need to rush this into a padding, right, to look nice. But let's start first before we go into those details. Okay, so for the column at the top here, I want to have from here to here some things, right? Some things are in the name of the app, my name, and then maybe a profile picture at the edge over here. So what I will do is, since it's going to be horizontal, I will invite a row. I'll call a row, and in that row we are going to have children, right? So, and then I will have two things inside, right? So the children, we are going to have column for name of app and username, right? And then we are going to have icon at the other end. So I will show that, right? So we have the column, right? It goes vertically. In that column, first, at the head here, we are showing a row here like this. Inside the row, there will be another column that's going to have this first. So first, we are going to have a column inside, right? Let me say it's a column in the row. This is a column in the row. So the outer column, this column is for the whole page, but then building a header here. So from here to here, that will be a row. In the row, I have some column to arrange two things here, and the icon will be at the edge. So in the column, in this column, I'm going to have children, and in that children, we are going to have app name first, and then I'm going to have user name. They are going to be stacked on top of each other, right? So first, let me start with the app name. It's going to just be a test. Let me make it a constant, a test, and that test widget will just contain Kura. My thing is ID Kura, right? And then the username. So constant test. Let's say the person's name is Grace, right? So let's have these two data here. Okay, so we have the row. Inside the row, we have a first column. Right, let's refresh this. See how it pulls up. So it's, you see, it's at the edge in the corner over the Kura and then Grace. They are all in the corner over there. Where they are is very bad. So what we need to do is that we need to actually wrap this column inside, wrap with safe area. You need to wrap with safe area to be able to make sure that your things are. So it's now over here, but it's too much at the edge. For that reason, I'm going to add this thing into a padding, and then so a default padding to be able to allow. So it's nicely positioned on top over here, right? Okay, so that's for the test, and then safe area, and this is in a row, right? At this edge, that's what we have, but these things are too small. So what we need to do is that for the, and at the end I want to have an icon, right? Icon at the other end of the row. So we are going to have called circular avatar, right? To just have something like a profile image at the other end. So we have the radius of the circular avatar to be something like 24. Then we have to set a background color to be something like white background avatar or avatar background, because the thing to have background color, so it's colors dot let's say white, because it might be at the other end. Then let's see it first. So it's over here, right? It's over here, but I want it to be at the other end, right? But I want it to be at the other end. So what I need is that they are both in the row, right? They are both in the row. So we are going to tell this row to arrange the thing. So main axis alignment dot space between, right? So that there will be enough space between the items as much as possible. So yeah, so this one will be at the edge over here, right? And this one will be here, right? So there's space between them, right? Don't confuse the thing. There's a row, right? And that row contains columns. So these guys here, Kura on top of the Grace is one column, and then the other item in the row is this one, right? So because I'm going to stack two things, one on top, one on the other, one on top and one below it is moving vertically. Kura and Grace are arranged vertically. So for vertical arrangement, that's when we use column. So you can see a row is for horizontal arrangement. So a row is taking care of all these things, right? Or horizontally arranging them. But inside the row, we have a column that arranges Kura and Grace vertically. And this one is not a column, so it's just part of the row. And then we are saying that that row should be able to arrange the items vertically, horizontally, with much space between them as possible. Okay. But then the icon vector, we need to add the child to the cycle avatar and call it so it's going to be an icon. So for the icon, it's going to be icon dot person, right? So let's say it's going to we'll work with images later. So we have colors dot black. We are giving color to the icon. Okay. So now I have this now. So I have these two things, but the tests are too small, right? So we can do extra things, right, on the test. So after the actual message, I do comma and I go to the next page. You can further expand and do more things in a particular test. So we are going to call the style. The style comes with the widget text style. You need to go with the text style. So we are just trying to give it like a font size, and a font size of 28, right? And then you can even make it bold. So font weight, we call it font weight dot bold. Yes, so we are making it bold, and then the color is already black, so you don't, if you want to change the color, that will be your own problem. So yeah, so we make Kura, right? It's now big, so we need to do the same thing for um the name. So that's just the name, right? So we have Grace Kura, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. And the name of the app, um, I think which one should be more bigger? I think Grace should be small like that, right? So, but then we can actually increase the text out small, simple, simple, like that. So let's go to the next stage for the Grace as well, and then we'll be able to add this. So text style, right? Let me close this bracket. Okay, so the text I will close the bracket as well. Then I'll make this one a bit small, 16, or let's see the size. Okay, Kura Grace, is this even nice? So we don't, let's not use any name, right? Kura is the name, and then let's say welcome back. Something simple on top. Oh, the things are arranged exactly on top. This column, things are arranged exactly on top. Like we want them to be at the start. So what we'll go to the column, right? We will do cross axis alignment. Cross axis alignment is going to cross axis alignment dot start. Is going to start. Why are we doing cross axis alignment? We want them to arrange. We are talking about the arrangement horizontally. So cross axis, the main axis alignment will be, you know, column actually move from top to down, right? Vertical, right? If you do cross alignment, is like you are not doing. So we know that normally column go top to down, right? That will be for main axis alignment. If you see the cross, meaning that you are looking at the arrangement opposite, the opposite arrangement, meaning going vertically, right? So if you're in a row, the main axis alignment for a row will be like this. But if you do cross axis alignment in a row, it will look it vertically, right? So meaning you are using the other one, but then. So let's see how it goes. Now they are now welcome back, right? So we have our top listing. We can further arrange the padding, right? The padding, let's increase it to something like 15 and see how far. Yeah, so now they come well inside, right? So we have on the top here, we have the Kura welcome back, and then we have maybe a profile picture of the person who will do images later. Okay, so that's about that. Now we will tell the person to actually select an action, right? So select an action. So what we'll do is that we'll actually, that'll be the top, but then after that, right? So what we did so far was this row, right? So let me close the top row. I taught you how to close things. So that's the top row. So for us to do, before we can go to the next thing, we are going to say call for action. So we are going to add a space. For you to add a space, you use size box, and then it's going to be a vertical space, or yeah, vertical space. So it's going to be height, and let's use a height of, let's say 30, right, or 32, whatever you want to use. So it's a space, so you cannot see it right now. So now we need to add our first, oh no, we need to add a core, right? So it's going to be a text, and that text we are going to select an action. So let's tell them to select an action, because they're going to select the action to either vote or to view the leaderboard, right? So that's the thing. So we need to also try to increase the font size font size. Oh, no, it's a style font size. No, it's text style, right? The widget first. Then inside it, I'm going to call font size of, so it should be bigger than what we used for the previous one. I think we use 15 or something. So this one, let's use 24. All right, so let's say 24. Should we make it bold? Yes, let's make it bold as well. So font weight dot bold, right? Font weight. Okay, the W should be capital W. So let's see. Yeah, select an action. Yeah, select an action in the middle here. So what we need to do is that, why is it here? So yeah, so I need to also start for these guys as well. I'm going to say for the media column, main cross axis alignment for this thing, it also cross axis alignment dot start, right? So that everything is that, yeah, like this. So there's an action. So we're now going to add two cards here, one card on top of the other, so that we can have this. Or should we add a divider? Right, let me add a, just on top of this, after the space, we add a divider that will be able to allow us see. So, okay, let me see. We can deal with the color as well. Colors dot black, right? So let's see what we can change. We can change the thickness, right? Thickness, let's do 10 and see how it comes out first. Oh, that's too much. Let's do 5. This is 2. All right, so we are going to do like select an action. Yeah, select an action. Then let's go and add a card now. So the person will now select an action, 1 to vote and 1 to use it. So let's focus on the card to vote. For the card to vote, we are just going to use a container to design it as well, right? So container, right? Okay, we can design with container. This my thing. Let me close this side so that it can expand well. Okay, so we are going to do the card to vote, and then for the container we use it needs to have a child, right? So we do padding inside this container, so that container, you can the edge insert dot or 20. We are adding a padding around it, right? Expected to find, okay, you're talking about this error. Oh, the previous widget will have a comma before you start the next widget. That's what it's trying to tell me. I think I need to add a space right before. Yeah, I need to add a space before. So let me copy this space, size box, and then add it here, V. But then I think this is too much. So let me use to 25. Right, I don't think we'll see anything now. Nothing will show right now. So because we just have a container with a padding inside. And then let's talk about the child. The container is going to be the card, right? It's going to be a row. Why? Because we want the card to be like this, right? The card to be like move from here to here, from here to here. So yeah, that's what we need to know. So I need a row for that card. And inside the card, definitely we are going to arrange items inside as well, and we need to be sure of what we need. The first thing, we need the children, right? And then the children in the room, The first item should be an icon, right? Let's start with an icon. Icon into bracket icons dot how to vote. How to vote. That's the name of an icon to do that, right? Let me see what we have so far. So we have an icon there. How to vote, right? Okay. Then we'll do further. How do you call it? Further decoration of the container. They will be able to see it more beautiful. But first, we need the icon. So yeah, so icon, right? After the icon, then we need to leave the actual message. That so we're going to say action message. So it's going to be a test widget that says enter boot, right? So let's do the enter boot, right? That's what it does. But then we don't really need a space between them. It's too close to the previous one. So I'm going to add a message space constant size box. That's going to say height. No, it's a vertical space, so it's a horizontal space, so it's a width 7, or I don't know, unless I experiment and see if that's okay. Okay, it's a bit far away, or should we go to 9 or 10, for example? Let me go to 9 and see. Okay, it's kind of quite okay. Yeah, so now we need to actually see the card. Right now we don't, it doesn't really show that it's a card or something, right? So we need to see the card in action. So it means that we need to put the whole, this is the container, right? The row is in the container. We need to arrange or decorate the container. So we are going to call the power of the decoration. It's going to be box decoration. So we are decorating the whole container, right? So that we can see the thing in action. So let's go with the colors dots. For voting, I don't know what color we should use. Is it deep blue, or I don't know what color I should use for the voting. So colors dot let's say indigo. Let me just leave it here and then let's change it and see. Let's see. Okay, indigo. Wow. Or I should use color gradients, like linear gradients, and see to work with linear gradients inside. Right. Let me see. Let me work with linear gradient. So let me do linear gradient, right? I'm going to go with colors. So the colors is a list because it's a gradient from some place to some place, right? So the first color, the colors dot blue to colors dot indigo, right? So we need to actually state how it's going to start or begin. Top alignment dot top left, right? So top left is going to start from top left and end at alignment dot bottom right, something like this. Okay, let me see how it comes up. No. Okay, so blue to indigo. So blue starts and indigo, or should I rather start with indigo? But it's fine, right? So that's about the gradient. Instead of using a color, I'm just passing the gradient first, right? That's one thing. about it, we need to also talk about the shape, right? So it's box shape dot circle, right? So I'm just giving it a circle, right, to make it. Oh, um, that my boss circle is very bad. Oh. Why am I this circle thing didn't work? The child is a row. Um, no, I don't think this is good. Let's not use this. This is very bad. It's a bad idea. Let's go back to using um, border radius. Border radius dot circular. Let's use default. I don't know. I usually use 20. Let's see how it also comes out. Okay, I think this is nice, right? What do you think? This is really nice, right? So I have this um, icons and enter boot, right? So the first thing, so this is the card to boot. I just made this card. I can make another card again, right? So for me to make that card, I'll just copy this, right? What it does even end is here, right? It ends over here. So let me copy it with the space, copy, right? Let me go to view, control V, right? So I'm now say card to view leaderboard, but this one, let's refresh and see what we have right now. So we have the two of them, but we want to change the text message on the first one. So this one is going to be so leaderboard, right? You need to see, you click on this one, you should be able to, but the icons is icons dot, I think graph or chart, icons dot I don't know, is it charts? I think charts, right? Charts, no, there's no icon like that. There's one I used recently. Still thinking. I think bar chart. Yeah, it's bar chart. Yeah, it's bar chart. Right. So let's instead of live leaderboard, it's going to be like a game. So live results. Okay. So we refresh this thing. So yeah, we can see the live results now. Right. Um, I quite don't like that divider line at the top there. Right. So basically, let me close this one to as well. Let me close this line to as well. Yes, so right now this is how my whole this thing looks like. So I think I need to close this test too. I need to close this divider too. I like closing my stuff that I'm not using or I'm done using, right? So all we need to do is that we have a safe area. The safe area allows the thing to be put in the correct area for us in the scaffold, and we need the padding to be able to move them from the edges, right? And then when we go inside, we can see a row, right? Inside the row we have different items in the row. If I expand that right now, right? So if some expand that right now, we can see the name. So let me close it like this, right? Column for name of app and username is a username. Then icon at the other end, this is what I put at the other end, is also here, and it's a circle avatar. I don't know why I always call it circular avatar, but yeah. So that's for the first row. So that's the header portion. So I'm done with the header portion. Then we go to the call for action, which is I just added a space. And this divider, I quite don't like the divider. Let me remove it and see. Let me just remove let me comment it out first. I don't like the divider. Select an action. Anything simple. I think this is simple, right? This is very simple for us to use. Okay. I think it works. This one works. I have nothing much to say about it. And after that, I have the text selection, select an action, and then the height. This is just a space, right? And then a container card to vote. This is the card to vote I prepared. And then the leaderboard. So this one also allows you to see live results. If you open each of them, you should be able to see that the card is a row that contain an icon, right? The beginning icon, and then enter boots, right? So I just copy the same thing and then put it back. So this is where we are, but then the things are not clickable yet, right? The things are not clickable yet. So simple app to be able to see the actions, right? So we are going to use it to actually test the concept first before we'll be adding login and everything. But let's focus on the core aspect. Let the core aspect be working before we add the other layers that are quite important. But when the users finally get in the app, what should happen? We want to actually focus on the core value before we start building the other parts of the app, right? That will like authentication and everything. Yeah, but basically, yeah, this is what we have. So yeah, basically this is what we have. We should be able to see it in action next time. So when you click on enter boot, you should be able to go and vote. When you click on live results, you should go and see the live results of those items, right? Yeah, but before we even go there, we need to rearrange things in the code. We need to rearrange things in the code. So yeah, see you in the next session.